Hello, everybody. Welcome again to another episode of Coffee with Eddie. We're going to talk about how to take a step back so that you can return with a comeback. That's right. And I'm going to give you the story today about what happened to me last week. But before we do, let me take another sip of my coffee. This is Coffee with Eddie, isn't it? So hopefully you have a little break right now and you can enjoy your tea or coffee, whatever you drink. Just no alcohol beverages. Not this early. Awesome. Great. Okay, so here we go. Let's talk about this. Take it. What's a step back and then a comeback? What's that all about? All right. So basically, I've learned that myself, that who I am is I like to jump ahead. Like I jump first and then ask questions as I'm going downhill. Okay. That's my attitude. That's what I do. Right. And what happened was last week I felt overwhelmed because, well, I didn't see results I wanted to see, and I felt as I was doing a lot. Plus, let's consider that it was also Thanksgiving weekend or week, right? I didn't overeat. However, I did do something which was enjoy the day. I really did. Like I unplugged out of the world practically with this technology stuff. So how did I take a step back? Well, when I took that day off, I revisit all of my efforts, my work, and everything. Hi, Marta. I see you here. Good to see you. So I revisited everything, and I looked at where my energy was going. And guess what? I found that there was a lot of things that just didn't make sense. So my pride held me back, and I started to say, well, no, this is how I do it. This is the way to do it. I'm not going to undo this. And then I had to take a step back and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to have to step back a little bit and revisit this and learn it again. So what happened was one of the areas was specifically Facebook, right? Facebook ads. And in Facebook ads, what had happened to me a few months ago, almost a year now, is that I actually got kicked out of Facebook. I know. If they're watching this recording, please forgive me. But I got kicked out because in violation of their policy, their advertisement policy. So Facebook ads specifically, not Facebook themselves, right? But Facebook ads. My account was shut down. So, and by the way, that's because I got too greedy. Okay, it happens. So anyway, I think I took that very personal. Well, no, I don't think. I know now that I actually took that very personal. I attempted multiple times and different things to get my account back open. It just wouldn't work. So I took it personal and I left it alone. And of course, my attitude of not giving up, I came back 3 or 4 months later. I just, you know what, let me go for it again. And so just recently, last week, as a matter of fact, I decided, it's time to get back into Facebook advertisement, right? So I was going in there with this hesitation. That would have been that's my first clue, by the way. That's your first clue. If you ever are doing something with hesitation, you might as well just stop for a moment, take a look at what you're doing, revisit, right? Reevaluate your actions or whatever it is that you're about to do and reconsider if there's another possibility. I should have done that the first time, but of course, my pride, right? I know you guys don't know anything about pride. You guys are all nice and good people and you don't have any prideful thing going on. But for me, I did. I was proud. Not proud, but pride. I had that pride, like that ego, like, no, I know best. So I kept going. And I felt hesitant and I kept going. And sure enough, my first advertisement, like, it fell. Not fell like I didn't kick out, thank God. But it fell because it just didn't produce what I was hoping for. So again, I was like, I beat myself up. I'm like, oh man, you see, this is not going to work. And so sure enough, I stopped. I said, no, then let me try again. Try. Always get up and try again, right? Always do it again, do it again. And so I did it again. And this time I was scared. Like seriously, it was a very simple thing to do. It really is. But I felt scared because I'm thinking, what if this is the one that they shut down? What if this is not my account goes? I really was. So that's when I said that was the time before Thanksgiving. That's when I said, you know what, let me just take a break. And that's what happened. I took a break. I reevaluate my actions and my purpose, my outcome. And then I revisited that incident in the past. That's why I call it a step back, because I literally had to step back, way back many months ago. Okay, I couldn't tell you, maybe at the beginning of this year. So I guess at least a year ago, okay, I had to step back, revisit that moment, and realize, okay, that moment really hurt me because I took it personal. Because, I mean, come on. How many of you guys or gals want people to like you, right? Am I the only one? Because I really do. I honestly feel and I wish that everyone I met liked me. But it doesn't happen that way, right? Sometimes it just doesn't work, okay? Well, I guess that same attitude came into Facebook. I was for years, right? For years, I was good with Facebook. Everything was working just fine. And all of a sudden I start to, I started looking at the greener grass, like don't we all, and think that was the best thing. And I started to I just got greedy. Anyway, so when I violated their policies and for advertisement, then of course I took it personal. It's like you telling me, don't do that. I told you not to do that, right? And like, oh, but I know what to do. I know best, right? So I had to revisit that. And when I did, that's what I found. That it was my pride allowing me to feel that I knew best. And then when I got shut down, that's when it hurt, right? It wasn't the right thing for me to do. So I took it so personal that I just let go. I unplugged and decided, forget Facebook. Forget it. Forget Facebook advertisement, right? I got mad. Because of that, it pushed me to a higher level to start looking outside the box, right? To start looking at other resources, and I started to build on those resources. I thought, okay, so in a way, let me not only forget about that, but forgive that past, right? That step back was to actually forgive the whole situation, forget about it, but also come out with it as a learning experience. And what did I learn? Not only did I learn to use other resources, however, I also took action on those resources and created, again, I've got a book that I created. I've got the courses, and there's more to come. Anyway, so because of that, right? So what I went back and I started learning the basic principles of marketing. It's about helping people. It's about bringing value. It's about taking someone who knows they need your help, but taking them by the hand and helping them along the way. I'm like, oh my goodness. It made me feel so much better. And then here I go. I started doing just 2 ads that I just did, for example, just last night, the night before. And wait, what's today? Yeah. So Tuesday. So Monday, Sunday, those 2 things that I did have already multiplied, and higher results than I expected. The Facebook ads that I put out there. Why? Because my attitude changed. I don't feel afraid. I don't feel scared. I don't feel hesitant. So I gave you that example. And if you got anything out of my story right now, you probably can take something out of this and think back at a time where you took something personal and you decided to make it a negative in your world, in your life. And you probably thought to yourself, man, why can I get this done? Why can I go through this obstacle? Why? It's probably me. It's probably me. But no, it's probably because you need to take a step back, look back at what's actually happening. Like, where did you get this, this attitude of either negativity or this attitude of pride, right? I mean, we have to deal with that, and you have to come to terms and say, okay, yeah, I learned it. If I take a step back and I really see my life, I must have learned it, or I must have picked it up from that situation or that moment, and in that moment, in that situation, what was my reaction? How I reacted to that moment in that situation. What did I do? And how did I internalize the result of that moment? And then how did that change my belief system? Right? Like for me, that's what it was. I believed that I had done so wrong that I was not allowed back in. So I figure, you know what? I've given up. It's done. So my belief system changed immediately to like, Facebook ad was the greatest thing ever for me. It helped me a lot, and I was able to reach a lot of people and help a lot of people too. Man, they're just out to get me, right? Man, they're just looking to shut me down, right? My belief system just automatically changed because of that incident. And then I internalized it. So I let the months pass by, and here I go through it again. But now there was a hesitant, there was this scare, this fear, this hesitation, to do what is right, to do what I knew what to do before that incident, right? So what's in your life right now, in your current present moment? Where do you feel that you're being blocked, that there's like a wall in front of you and there's no way out? You feel like there's no way out. Is there any place in your life as well that maybe you feel like, I know this is the right thing, and I got to do it, but things are just not working out. But you keep being stubborn, like I was, and you just keep doing and you're losing patience, you're losing time, you're losing money, right? Think about that. Think about that moment right now in your life. And if you have one of those situations going on, and if you have a moment like that, take a step back, man. A woman, take a step back. Take a step back and look at where you're getting this. What happened before? What was it that changed the way you feel about something right now? Where was it? And then once you find that moment, taking a step back, looking back at what has happened to you, then make a choice and say, okay, what did I learn about that? And if it wasn't because of that moment, what results have you received and have you made and have you accomplished because of that moment, that way back, if you stick that setback way back, basically. And then you look at your present and you say, okay, I've got to renew my belief. So you pick something that's going to help you to be better through that challenge, that obstacle, whatever that is. You either have to read a book, watch a course, listen to a course, maybe even talk to someone about it, right? Maybe there's some unforgiveness going on. That's a big pride thing and an obstacle that happens to a lot of people, if you have an unforgiving heart. So maybe you need to go talk to that person and forgive them or ask for forgiveness, which is the hardest part too, right? So it happens in any area of our lives. And I want you to take this message today after I share with you what has happened to me in the business area. Take it in wherever it fits for you right now, currently. Because the main purpose of me sharing this with you is this: that we're going to go through obstacles. But sometimes we create our own obstacles. And because of pride, we feel like, oh, well, there you have it. That's a challenge. That means it's not for me. Sometimes we're stubborn with the pride and we're like, I got to do it. I got to do it. And we're losing all this energy. Take a hard look if you have to. Be good about it. Deal with the pride. We all do. We all have to deal with that, right? I'm sure. Okay, I've dealt with so many people. It's practically the same story in different situations. And do something about it so that way you can go through your obstacle quickly and efficiently. All right? So awesome, man. I love I love this time that I get to spend with you, to have with you. And I want you to know, hey, you like what you hear? Subscribe. Wait, right here. Yep, right there. Subscribe. And then like and share, guys, if you really like this, because, if anyone needs to hear this message, share it, and do good. All right, guys. Happy November. This is the last week of November. I see you. Next week is December already. So I'm really looking forward to have another episode with you all and have more coffee along the way. So peace. Cheers. Be good. Stay motivated throughout this week with your passion. And I will see you next week. Tuesdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Peace.